If you look here, you see that the market has been in an overall bullish trend. Gold has always been in bullish for a long time now. And unfortunately, we got this breakout. We got this sell over here, which turns out to not be a pullback. You understand? We got this sell over here. We actually took the sell yesterday, and we actually made a lot of people from it. We took the sell from this point to this point. Okay, now this is the thing. This is the thing here now. The market has actually broken out of the trend. It has been in a bullish trend. The market, unfortunately, the market broke out of the trend. And as a trader, you actually know when the market break out of the trend, and then you wait for your retest, which is actually over here. You got your retest over here. You took your sell, and then you close out at previous support zone, which is actually here. And then I'm going to talk about this gap and how to trade this gap also. But from here, you see, we got a breakout, and then we got a retest, and then took a sell down to this point. So now let's talk about this gap. This gap is something that actually appears often in the market. It appears most of the time. Mostly it appears when the market opens on a new week. You understand? So I'm going to talk about how to actually trade this gap. And how to trade this gap is actually you have to just watch the gap. Where you see the gap, and then now the market have started reversing back. You understand? So the best thing you can do is look for a possible zone where the gap is going to end, which is actually here. The gap ended here, and now the bullish candle has formed. So the best thing you can just do is wait for the bullish candle to form, get your confirmation, and then take a sell from this point. Take a sell from this point to actually where the gap started from. If you look where the gap started from here, you see the gap actually started from here. So once you get your confirmation that the market is actually into bullish, what you do is you take your entry. You take your entry from this point to here, to where the gap actually started from. Then your stop loss will actually be below here, below the last recent candle, which is the last bearish candle that formed before the bullish. Understand? You take your buy to that point, and then you close out. So this is how to trade this gap. You have to trade the gap. Then something else I want to talk about is if you look where you see that Trendline is actually something very, very sweet, because it's very, very neat, and it will give you a lot of space to see what is happening in the market. So over here, the market has already broken out, which is we are looking at a bearish trend here. So the best thing you can do is your trend line. So we have our first touch over here, we have our second touch over here, and then take it down. This is our third touch over here. So if you look where, you see what I'm telling you. We got our first touch over here, and then we got our second touch, and then this is our third touch that we got over here. If you look where, you see that there is a wick here. So how to always trade this? If you are trading trend line, you have to actually wait. Once you get your first touch, your second touch, you just have to wait for confirmation to get your third touch, and then this third touch has already happened here. And this candle, this bullish candle, and then this bearish candle should be a confirmation to you. And then what you do is you take your sell from this point the to the previous support zone. Your SA will be above the last recent week. Understand? So this is actually how to trade it. Your first touch, your second touch, the third touch, you take your pip, you take your sell from it. Okay? So now, what is actually going to happen in the current market? If you look over here now, we have this little support zone here. So now, I was expecting that the market is going to give us a double bottom here. And giving us that double bottom is going to give us Giving us this double bottom is going to give us um, um, a breakout like this to this point and then to this point. Let me zoom in well. It's going to give us a breakout from this and then to this point, which is currently going to be um W pattern. But it's still on. If you look here well, we still have this same thing here. This is a movement to this point, then to this point, then down to this point. So there's a likely that the market is going to give us a W pattern over here. So if you want to trade this, you don't have to buy from this point. What you have to do is you have to wait for the market to break out of this trend line, give you a little confirmation. Then you take your buy to the next resistance zone. I don't know if you guys are actually seeing this. I don't know if you guys are actually seeing this. So you have to actually wait for the market to break out of this trend line. Once the market breaks out of this trend line, that is when you can get your confirmation as a trend line trader. When you get your confirmation that the market is actually going to give us W pattern, and then you take your buy to this multiple resistance zone, then you close out. The market might actually continue to head to this point or to continue selling down, but this is actually a clear zone where you can actually close out your profits. But if the market actually continues selling down, which means you have to wait for the market to give us this break out of this low and then give us a retest, comes back to this trend line, give us the fourth touch. If it gives us the fourth touch, then there is a likely chance that we are going to still get more sell. So this point, 241, and that is it.